Hey guys, what is up? It is your friendly neighborhood Oogies here, back again with another Isaac Break Run. This one's a weird one because I'm actually starting in the curse room, and we're gonna go with Goat Head. Also, we're on an XL floor, so this shit's wild already. Fucking holy great goddamn, we're starting off in a weird way, and I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, etc. I've already taken red heart damage on the floor, and fortunately, here's how XL floors work. Fortunate or unfortunately, if you take damage on the floor, right, this means not boss, then it will basically stop you from getting a deal with the devil. However, well, it won't stop you, but you know, your chances are like 30% rather than in the case of floor 1/2 XL floors of it being 100%, if you don't take floor damage or boss damage. But the good news is that the first boss actually counts as the floor rather than a boss. So if you get hit by the first boss of the two that you face on the XL floor, it counts as floor damage instead of boss damage, meaning that you can maintain the 30% chance of a deal with the devil even if you get hit by boss numero uno. So that's the main reason. I'm basically gonna hold off on picking up that spirit heart until we're on boss number 2. The chance of us actually getting a deal with the devil are obviously lower than 50% currently, but that doesn't mean we're not gonna get one. Under 50% is still there's still a chance. So yeah. And I realized in the middle of that giant ramble, how immediately retarded it was. And I just wanted to finish the ramble first. So I have Goat Head, by the way, if you haven't noticed. Which means that it doesn't matter if I take damage at all. So I actually shouldn't pick up that Spirit Heart until I am completely done with the floor. And I save it for the next floor. Most likely. I mean, yeah, that's probably the correct way to do it. The efficient way to do it. Ooh. Ugh. I don't like that. Don't like that one bit. Alright. Well, this is pretty good, though. Got Holy Mantle, got Goat Head, and obviously we have 2 boss drops, as well as a deal with the devil. That's guaranteed, by the way, because I have Goat Head. So, you know, just in case you forgot. Immediately. Like I did. It's alright. God, what do I want to talk about? I was gonna say something, like, deep and meaningful. Something about the meaning of life. I don't quite remember. It's alright. It's not really relevant. We'll come back to it later if I actually think of it. I won't, so it's fine. I'll just let it sit there. Deep in my brainal cavities. I like to say brainal. I don't know why. Pretty sure it's not a word. I just like to say it because it's like, it's ridiculous. Like, it's just ridiculous enough that anybody who hears it will be like, what the fuck? But it's not like so ridiculous that people have no idea what you're saying. Like if you were gonna walk up to somebody and be like, "Oh, yeah, no, can you get the mayonnaise out of the Zumbuffalo?" What? Yeah, out of the Zumbuffalo. A zombie buffalo? Is that what you're? No, the Zumbuffalo. That's not a thing. It's not? Shit. Like, if I say brainal, people are probably going to be able to pick up on what I'm saying, you know? Especially when I add the cavity part. It has literally nothing to do with the fact that it sounds like anal cavity. Just ignore that. It's fine. That's obviously just unintended and disgusting. Why would I ever fucking do something like that? That's fucking nasty. Jeez, fucking get your mind out of the goddamn gutter. Oh god, that reminds me of, fuck, there was a Whitest Kids You Know sketch. and I can't remember. Oh, it's the... That's right. It was like a dinner. So first of all, Whitest Kids You Know is a sketch show. It's kind of funny. It's hit or miss. I tend to like most of the sketches, but there was one that was so fucking stupid, and I loved it. They're all stupid, and I love them. But it was they were in a restaurant, right? I remember they were in a restaurant, and the child, like, it was a family there. There was like a mom, a dad, a son, and God, what was the setup? I don't quite remember. I think the kid was like, "My salad tastes like pussy," and then the parents were like, "What?" Or was it that? Or did it start with like the dad saying, "This tastes exactly like pussy," and then they just like go on with it and shit, and somebody's like, "Get your mind out of the gutter," and the whole thing was like a setup to make sure, basically to out the kid for eating pussy, basically. That was the whole goal of it. It was a sting operation. I don't remember the specifics. It's been a few years. It's good shit, though. My favorite sketch on Whitest Kids You Know, either the Abraham Lincoln getting assassinated one, where Abe Lincoln is chilling out, Max and relaxing, all cool, and he's watching the play happen in the, what is it, the Ford Theater? Is that where he got? Yeah, Ford Theater, I think. So he's chilling out, watching a play, right? And then he just fucking, he's like yelling down to the play, and people in the audience are getting pissed with him, and people are just getting really fucking upset. And then Abe Lincoln, I don't remember actually what happened to set him off, but he was like, "Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. You done fucked up now. Now you fucked up." And he just does that for like 30 seconds, and then somebody in the audience is like, "I'm fucking done with this." Takes out a gun and fucking shoots him. Oh, it's good shit. Is it good? Yeah, it's good shit. Let's be reasonable here. It's good shit. I'm gonna re-roll both of these. Blech. Oh my god, we did it! Somebody alert Reddit. We got Floor 1 Guppy. Jesus Christ. So either that one, or the one where the father was hanging out with the kid who was playing on a playground, and then the kid like fell off the jungle gym and like fucking wasn't moving or anything, and then because the dad didn't want to get in deep shit with his wife, he was trying to figure out how to fix his son, and he brought him to a mechanic, and he was like, "Hey, can you fix this?" And they're like, "Yeah, okay." And then they start working on it, like yanking organs out and shit, blood's going everywhere, you know, kid's clearly dead. And then like as it's concluding, the guy is like, "Wait a second. This is a kid. Why'd you bring your kid in here?" And then, you know, the dad goes home and tells his wife, and she's like, alright with it. She doesn't give a shit. And of course, Whitest Kids You Know takes a lot of cues from old sort of comedy stuff. They basically don't have female actors at all. All of the female characters in the sketches. I mean, it's pretty much they have the main people. I think there's 3 of them. And then they have like a few people who are just like extras most of the time. But the main people do it all, and they're all dudes. So most of the female characters are played by one of the dudes, and it's very silly. Including the wife in that sequence. It was played by the chubby one. Whose name I'm failing to remember. But he's the one who always gets the shitty roles and generally dies in the sketches and shit. It's great. I don't know. Whitest Kids You Know is pretty funny. It has been an abnormally long time since I've seen any Whitest Kids You Know. I'm probably gonna watch some on YouTube after I finish recording this, while it's uploading. So that's my least favorite thing, by the way, about like uploading videos to YouTube, is that so when I'm uploading, my internet speeds go to shit, which makes sense. It's called bandwidth. You know, if you are using too much bandwidth, then the internet goes fucking chugga chugga. And that's basically what happens when I'm uploading. The internet's like, bruh, 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 and then I'm just like, yeah, okay. So the only thing I can really do is watch YouTube videos, and then it takes them like a long ass time to load. I can't watch Twitch streams on anything other than mobile quality. And I don't know if you've ever watched a Twitch stream on mobile quality. It's not great, to say the very least. In fact, some could maybe argue it's really fucking awful. Some could. Oh, hell yeah. Game contract from below. That shit's nice. Cash as fuck. And then I'm gonna grab this battery. Actually, let's see what we got in the shop. That seems a bit important. Interesting. So, yes, please, I'll buy this battery. And then I'm gonna go reroll the boss room. Which is maybe, I don't know, maybe weird. We're pretty much done with useful boss items. I mean, there's still tears ups and shit, but we got the best syringes. We got growth hormones and synth oil. So we're pretty much good, right? I think we're solid. All right, well, I'll take the maybe next best syringe. Really, it's hard for me to say which one's better between Speedball and Roid Rage. They both have benefits. I think Roid Rage is a bit more ubiquitous, but Speedball is really nice in specific situations, which I would consider this a good enough situation for it. I don't really need range, per se. And the thing is, like, Speedball does give range, you know? Because shot speed is part of the distance formula, whatever the thing is, the formula to find out how far your tears go before colliding with the ground. Shot speed is part of it. Obviously, range is part of it as well, but I'm pretty sure range is definitely more relevant than shot speed, but shot speed still does matter. So, I don't know, they're fairly similar. They're not the two syringes are not that different at all. The speed they give is comparable, the range they give is comparable. The only difference is that one's white and the other is green. And everybody knows white is the best color of all time. That's just a joke for you. That's a joke. It's commentary on racism. You know. So yeah. Oh, have you guys ever... Alright. I have asked so many people this, and every time I ask somebody this, they're like, are you fucking insane? Do you have a mental problem? And I'm like, yeah, but that my question still stands. Have you guys ever just sat... just completely just sat, like, in one location for, like, an hour? And just the entire time that you're there, all you did was, basically what you do is you do a lowish tone and you hold it until you can audibly hear, there's like a, how do I describe it? I don't know, I was just doing it. It's like a, like that kind of popping almost, the rapid, almost popping noise. Just doing that until you can like space it out and actually control an individual noise, an individual little pop. You ever done that? I do that shit. And the best is when you get it perfectly, you can like force yourself to sound like a fucking character from Banjo-Kazooie. It's great shit. I can't do it right now. But trust me, I've done it. One thing that is super interesting though is just the idea of like doing something specific to like change the way that your voice sounds, I guess. That's probably the best way I can describe it. So like anybody who's done any sort of like hosting for like, you know, audio-centric things, or has done voice acting or anything like that, they understand what it takes to like ham it up, you know? When people want more from you, you know how to give them more of what they want, right? I thought I used I Can See Forever pill already. I guess I didn't. Let's pop one now and see where we can go. I would like to find the secret rooms, please. Wait, did I? Where's the regular secret room then? Oh, it must be way back here. Okay. Right. But yeah, you know how to like ham it up. You know how to change your voice, I guess, in very slight ways to make it more appealing to the thing that the person directing you wants. But people seem to like not really get that that's like a super common thing that pretty much every voice actor does. They just think it's like their normal voice, you know? And it's not like it's, you know, they're doing something unnatural. But I mean, some voice actors do. Like the voice actor for SpongeBob SquarePants, of course. Let's do this. All right. The voice actor for SpongeBob SquarePants pushes in his Adam's apple, and that's how he does the SpongeBob voice. That's how it's so high pitched, even though he's a man with a manly voice. That's how he gets the super high pitch. And then when he laughs, he literally just fucking, with his hand on his Adam's apple that's now embedded into his esophagus, he just fucking shakes it, and he makes a yeah. It's great. It's good shit. But one thing that I've personally discovered is that if I want to sound super fucking deep, the easiest way to do it is to basically dry out my throat. Whether it just be through inhaling in a very forceful manner, I suppose. Or just, you know, my throat's dry as fuck. That's how you get the deeper voice. That's why when people are fucking sick as a dog, they generally have a much deeper sounding voice. Or when they just wake up, they have a deeper sounding voice. But it's a weird thing to actually, like, you know, consciously try and make a difference to the physicality of your own body in order to change the way your voice sounds. It's a weird concept. Fuck it, I'll take them both. I can't imagine what they could be that would make it bad. Book of Belial. Lil Brim. Would have really liked not Lil Brim, but that's alright. I just find Lil Brim so boring. But yeah, so I do, like, you know, I can do the weird fucking, like, inhale voices that sound horribly disgusting and shit. And that's how I discovered that if I just dry out my throat really hard, because doing that dries out your throat really fast. That's how to get the deepest voice possible. Was just by doing the, like, that sort of thing. Yeah, exactly. Good job, Isaac. That was kind of close. Um, also, if people weren't asleep in the house, I would actually do like a full fucking pterodactyl shriek. It's kind of weird. Being able to do that inhale voice is very fucking weird because it doesn't sound natural in any way. It sounds very anti-natural. It sounds very much like, I don't know. I mean, it sounds like a pterodactyl or like a raptor or something. There's a Hearthstone card that I'm trying to remember what the Hearthstone card is. Oh, Lost Tall Strider. I would say that I can pretty much perfectly emulate Lost Tall Strider. With the inhale sounds. Which is weird, but again, people are asleep in the house and I don't want to wake them up. And it's very, volume control on the shriek is not very good, not very plausible, I guess. .%. We got some pretty flies. That's something, huh? Just pop that. Sure. Alright, that's unfortunate. Didn't really get many things that I wanted at all. Oh well. Yeah, but voice... I don't know, I say like voice acting, but I've never done actual voice acting. But you know, like that is what I mean. Like voice acting stuff is fucking weird. It's a very bizarre sort of business, I guess. A lot of people don't actually realize that voice acting fucks up your voice real bad. It's like, I mean, it's like stunt guys, right? Except it's a lot more tame, and it still affects your livelihood if you overdo it, right? But it is, you know, you're not literally fucking dying if you misstep or something. So clearly not as bad as being a stunt guy, but it's similar to being a stunt guy in the sense that just doing your job kind of fucks you up. Like it's a huge workout every recording session. Like Justin Roiland, the creator of Rick and Morty, the voice, singular voice. He has one voice, but he does many voices. The dude who voices a lot of the Rick and Morty characters, who is also the creator of Rick and Morty, his character Mr. Meeseeks, apparently he hates doing Mr. Meeseeks because it really fucks up his voice. Like it hurts him real bad. And I'm not surprised. It sounds like, I don't even know, man. It's crazy is what it is. Suicide King. That's a unique one. I'm gonna take the Fool. Oh shit. Okay, never mind. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter what I take. Because we're Dunskies. I kind of wanted to take the Fool so I could get the boss rush, but I didn't realize I was going as slow as I am. It's unfortunate. Thank God for Holy Mantle. Alright. But yeah, when he does Mr. Meeseeks, he like just hates himself for writing Mr. Meeseeks into the fucking episode. Which is why there's like, I think there's only one Mr. Meeseeks episode. Right? There's the Meeseeks episode in season 1, and I think that's it. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think there was another Meeseeks episode. I could be wrong, but I don't think there is. But I can't imagine trying to record Mr. Meeseeks' voice for that entire episode. Especially because that episode has a lot of Mr. Meeseeks. It's not just one. which, I don't know, must have been brutal. The actual recording of it must have just sucked so much anus. We like doubled our tier rate. That's pretty good. And if you've never heard of Mr. Meeseeks, just, I don't know, search it up on YouTube. It's the most obnoxious voice you've ever heard, which is why it's so great. But he's basically perpetually screaming, and his main line is, "I'm Mr. Meeseeks, look at me!" Except it's more of like a really strained voice. I was obviously doing it relaxed again because volume control probably isn't very possible while doing the Mr. Meeseeks voice. Also, I'm not very good at the Mr. Meeseeks voice. I don't have a good Meeseeks impression. But holy shit, man, it's awful. That's why it's so good. I just want there to be more episodes of Rick and Morty. I envy the people who are not old enough to actually like Rick and Morty now, but will be old enough to enjoy Rick and Morty when they're at, like, I don't know, season 72, most likely. Roundabouts there. That's when people will begin to appreciate it. I want to watch non-stop Rick and Morty for the rest of time. And I could theoretically do that. I don't need to, I don't need there to be a trillion episodes. I just need to actually watch the same episodes a lot, which, I mean, I could do that. I think I can manage. I'm gonna grab that. That seems good. Well, I mean, that's a good one. Mom's knife is good, but yeah. Let's roll with this instead. That seems way better. Also, technically, I should have taken a different card, but I don't think it matters at this point. I think we pretty much won by default. Alright, well, we got a good card anyway. So I've been watching a few movies, rewatching movies, I guess. Specifically on, I guess this time it was AMC. But in the last episode, I talked about how Jurassic Park is actually, like, not that great. I mean, like, a lot of the things about the original Jurassic Park are quite incredible. But they also have a lot of tiny flaws. Just riddling it. But tonight on AMC, there was The Dark Knight, which I think pretty much no contest has to win best superhero movie of all time. I feel like that, I can say that with confidence. If you've never seen the Dark Knight trilogy, do it. If you don't want to watch Batman Begins, whatever. I personally do really like Batman Begins. I would rank them Dark Knight, then best to worst, Dark Knight, Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises. Dark Knight Rises was just really, I don't know. It was meh. It was just a very meh movie. But Dark Knight's incredible because the entire Joker character is so fucking good because Heath Ledger performed, I don't know, just the best Joker that could ever be performed, which is why I'm super cautiously optimistic about Suicide Squad. Who's the act? Is it Jared Leto? Is that who's acting the Joker in Suicide Squad? And then the Justice League Batman, whenever that ends up being, that has Ben Affleck, I think, as Batman. I don't quite remember, honestly. Those names are the first ones that popped in my head, so I'm gonna roll with it. But yeah, I'm super cautiously optimistic about non-Heath Ledger Joker. Obviously, Heath Ledger no longer is alive, thus it's very hard for Heath Ledger to continue being Joker. But man, like, alright. There's just something so incredible about his portrayal of Joker. Because, if you don't know, Heath Ledger was like, he was a method actor. One of the best. Where method acting is basically where you put yourself in the character. You yourself essentially become the character. Which is a very unique way to act. It makes you... It helps you learn all the little, like, quirks and tendencies that your character has. Or at least allows you to develop them for the character. If they weren't already there, of course. And it's just, it's a very unique thing. And he did it for the Joker. And the crazy thing is, all of the little quirks, all the little, like, perfect Joker moments in Dark Knight were pretty much improv. So there's a scene where he's walking away from a hospital that's, like, actively exploding, but there was no, like, finale boom. And he has the detonator, of course, and he, like, looks back at the hospital, like, waits a second, and then, you know, pushes the detonate button, like, 6 times before it explodes, and then he walks away smiling, or runs away smiling. And that bit was basically improv. Him hitting the button a lot was basically, like, I think it was, either it was supposed to have the finale boom well before then, oh Jesus Christ, or it was like he was supposed to hit it once for the finale boom and then it just didn't go. I don't quite remember the exact story, but the full sequence was not scripted, basically. He also had a bit, what was, oh that's right, when he was clapping for Gordon's promotion to commissioner. When he was clapping, that was also improv. He just thought it would... I think, didn't he just, like, start clapping on set? Because everybody in the police department's, like, clapping, right? Because it's like, oh, yeah, Commissioner Gordon, congratulations, right? Like, everybody in the entire building is clapping. And the Joker's just sitting in his holding cell. So why wouldn't he just start clapping? That seems like a perfect thing. Give me that. And there were a few other things that were improv. I don't know. It was just such a fucking good performance. And then the fact that every time the Joker was like, I want to know how I got these scars, and then starts telling a story. And every single time he tells the story, it's a completely different one. Once it was because he had an abusive father. A different time it was because his wife got cut and he wanted to look like her, but then she hated him. There was a third time he told it, I'm pretty sure. And I don't remember what the story was then, but those are the two I remember. And the thing is, it changes every single time. Because that's the point. Joker's not like this super developed character that we know so much about. He's just some fucking crazed anarchist. And that's it. His motives are ruin Batman's life and cause anarchy. That's about it. I mean, that sums him up. He's not this devious mastermind. At least, obviously not in the Dark Knight trilogy is what I'm, of course, referring to. You know, he's not supposed to be this, like, insanely skilled, well-thought-out mastermind. Like, in Dark Knight, he has a lot of really well-thought-out things, right, that are crazy and terrifying at the same time. But he's clearly just doing it for kicks, you know? He's not doing it because he's, like, trying to dismantle something and get money. In fact, he lights, like, millions of dollars on fire at some point, because he just doesn't give a shit about money. But it's such a good portrayal of fucking Joker. And the entire plot of the episode is really good. Movie, sorry. The entire plot of the movie is just so fucking good. Because it's like a like the entire plot, right? It starts out in one line, and then it branches, and then it branches a lot off of those branches, and then by the end of the movie, it all just collides in on itself, and you have an actual conclusion, and it's a damn good conclusion at that. And I love it. I love it. It's a really good movie. I couldn't figure out anything I disliked about it, to be honest with you. Even though I've seen it like 6 times, I still don't really have a criticism for it. I don't know. It's just good. It's well made. The only criticism I ever have about the movies in the Dark Knight trilogy is that Christian Bale's Batman voice is fucking stupid. That's about it. I mean, I think that's the most common criticism, and I think it's a reasonable one. But I don't think it really matters in the grand scheme of things. But it does sound stupid to have the hero of the vigilante hero of the city speaking like he's been smoking since he was a fetus. Where is she? Where is she? I can't even do it. I would need to smoke for 20 plus years in order to get a voice even close to that. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and comment and subscribe and all that shit, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Get hyped for Afterbirth, though. Holy shit. God, it's like 2 weeks away. I can't handle this. Is it 2 weeks away? Under 2 weeks away. It is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 days. 12 days away. Holy shit. I'm excited. I hope you are too, because I'm going to play the shit out of it. I'm definitely, so if you didn't see, by the way, sorry, let me put off the ending of the episode longer, because there was some really cool shit relating to Afterbirth that was on that stream that I talked about a few episodes ago, and then just, like, didn't even mention anything that actually happened in it. But they previewed the greed mode, which is nice. The greed mode is basically gauntlet sort of thing. You have one main room with a button, and you hit the button, and then it spawns waves of enemies at varying intervals, I think based on the wave that you're on. And it just non-stop spawns them until it gets to a boss wave, and then if you beat the boss wave, it stops spawning, and you can go explore. You get money the more waves you clear, and there's a shop you can go to that I think has respawning any items. I'm pretty sure all the items respawn, which means you can get keys, you can get hearts if you need it, you can get bombs if you want them, and there's you can spend those on items to help you out in greed mode and shit like that. There's probably benefit to not grabbing items, like a point bonus. I didn't see the entire stream, I just saw like a snippet of greed mode. But the cool thing is, if you're overwhelmed by the waves, you can take damage. I think it's a half heart of damage by stepping on the button again. It has spikes that pop up after you press it. So if you step on those spikes and step on the button again, it pauses the waves and allows you to essentially, if you need to go get hearts or whatever, then you can do that. But it requires you to pay some of your health in order to pause the waves if you're getting overwhelmed, which is really neat. And that mode looks really fucking sweet, and I'm probably gonna play that a lot as well. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. That was a nice episode. I'll see you guys in the next one.